Hello guys, welcome to BitcoinMF. A quick TA update of the day, the way I see the market. I remind you, this is not financial advice. Please make sure you do your own research and trade safe and good luck. So like always, we look at the daily chart with the same levels, and what we see today is that we found right now support on this yellow line, and this is something that we talked about in the previous video. And although price seemed to be going down, eventually it popped up, and right now we are fighting for this support, and there is, in my opinion, a bullish sentiment in the air, which means that we are again above 10k, and after those 4 red days, we see that we have finally got a green candle. And if we look on the regular candles, this is what most people see, the 4 days and this huge candle that is breaking the level. And right now, if this will close on above this level on the daily, it means that there is chance for bulls to go more up to maybe this level or maybe this level and maybe to the moon. So we got to watch carefully what is happening. Also, we see a kind of a hammer on the daily before this on the level, and this is signaling for many traders on the daily to go long, because it's also like a hammer candle, and also it is on the level of support, around support. And if we add the BitcoinMF strategy, we can see the 16 EMA and the 48 EMA, and we can see that right now we are still below the 50 EMA, and it seems that the EMA wants to cross, to bear cross. And if you follow me, many times I look at this exact moments to see if the market isn't tricking us, and when it wants to cross and everybody sees this cross and everybody panic sells, so everybody presses the red button like yesterday kind of, before it went up, and now they got emails, they read the emails, and it's strange because the emails said exactly the same thing like the last email, but in different numbers. So please pay attention, watch out, don't get those emails, it's bad. Anyways, what I see is the 48 EMA, let's say the 50 EMA is still resistance on the daily, which in my opinion is for me still resistance. And even if today we go and break this EMA upwards, I will still not rush to close my short, because in my opinion this whole move can still be eventually turned out to be a downside move. So again, it doesn't mean that you have to do like me. It's not the cause. Okay, we had the BB bands and we had the indicators also meanwhile, but what I want to say is like this: I am short from 11.2 and my stop loss is at profit. And if you will check the Discord links, I will post exactly where my stop loss is, so we know. And again, yesterday before this candle, you see it closed 10197.5. Yesterday when it started to pump, I'm not saying I knew something, I like kind of didn't knew, although if you follow the pattern scanner, if you got the pattern scanner on your local PC, not the Telegram one, we got 15 minutes bull pattern right before all this thing pumped. So maybe if someone uses this, took the signal, and again my advice is to take profits and put stop losses maybe even close to the entry, so that way you can get like a free safe trade. But again, this is only me, and everyone got his own method, and I respect that, and that's the beauty of the market. Okay, so again, right now I'm looking at the daily chart. I am looking to see if we can close above the 50 level, and even if we close above the 50 level, I'm not so in a rush to go long because my stop loss is at profit. I might go hedge long, but not yet. And I watch to see if it can close above the 50 EMA, and if does above the 16 EMA, and if does above this line, and if does above the mid BB line, which also indicate bull movement in my opinion if it closes above the mid BB, and also might even go to 11.4 or 11.2 to my entry short to try to take guys like me out of the market, and it's okay. That's why I say you don't have to do like me. But again, yesterday I was also short, also on BitMEX, also on Kraken, never mind. My stop loss was at 10.2. Okay, and when it started to pump, because I still think that this will go down, I immediately removed my stop because I many times see this hunts the stops and then it goes to the same direction. Okay, so I want to see if today that's the case, because I am still bearish and maybe I was right, so I let it go a little more chance. And right now I also didn't put the stop loss again, because I know that it can pump again and it can take out my stop loss, and I don't want to do this, because as long as it doesn't get to 11.4, I think I will stay in my short, because even if it goes to 11.4, this still might dump in my opinion. And why 11.4? Because we see that this is the candle that we got the short entry on it, and it might go and hunt everybody who took this signal the other day. And again, I remind you, this is the regular candles. I use the strategy with the IK and Aishi candles, and this is the way it has to work. This is the way it was coded, so pay attention. But again, I always check with the regular candles to see the levels and all of this. And also, if you press settings here, you can tick this show real prices on price scale instead of IK and Aishi price. Okay, so it will show you the real price. And right now we can see also on the IK and Aishi, you know that I look for double edge candles like this, okay, because it many times signifies that a trend is reversing. And my personal opinion on this is yes, I see this candle and I see this candle, and I think that many people see this candle even if they don't look on the candle like me. They see something else that is reversing. They believe in the 10K, they believe in the bullish news that we got lately, that we already talked about in the previous videos, and this makes people go long in my opinion. And also I think that if many people will go long, market eventually, even if it wind it up a little bit, it will eventually go down, and I anticipate a correction phase, even if today we get like a pump, or maybe, I don't know, even more than a pump. Okay, so please be careful and make wise decisions. Again, you don't have to do like me, but I stick to this general strategy along with other tools I use. Of course, you can read all about in the description, and check it out and join the Discord server to know what's happening more, because I update through the day. And again, right now I still choose to stick to this signal because I know that many times this is what's happening. And of course we've got many signals, but we need to choose them wisely. Okay, of course I use also the mimicators to see all this. And what I see on the mimicators that we had the daily RSI topping on this level, exactly the top, and from there we are straight going down. We found support and we went up a little bit. Also RSI of course printed it out, but it's not working as simple as that in my head, because I generally look more at the move and the two phases of the RSI, above 50 or below 50, because I know the RSI can go inside those phases. Many can do many tricks, and it can affect price action hard like we see here, okay? So it bounces off the 50 and there is nothing you can do, and if you're short you get the email again and you don't know what to do. So right now we can see that here it is crossed the 50 point and it is gone to the negative phase, and price of course is going accordingly to it. And also this line we see the pump, and now people see this line and they think, okay, it's gonna go more up. And Lazy still says that okay guys, up is up, everything is cool, we put the long, we put the up, we put the stop loss, and we wind the stop loss every time until we get the stop loss out or we hit our take profit. Everything is cool. If you use this strategy, you can also do this the same, the opposite direction of short. But right now I want to concentrate on my view, because my view is the only thing I can offer, and for good and for worse, it's like this is what I do, okay? So I hope you can understand this. So again, because of the RSI is here curving up and people see this, I also remind you that those indicators are lagging, and it might again meet here resistance and drop hard, and even it might go up here a little bit and trap all the bulls, in my opinion, and go strong down. So please watch out. And of course, if price shoots up, so we will get a strong resistance here, and we will see it. And one another thing about the RSI meme I want to tell you is, if you have time, you can check this. Not matter the time frame. Every time we will look at any time frame, we will see the RSI 50 is coming. People everywhere we look on the social media, crypto, Twitter, Schmitter, all of this, Discord, never mind where I look, I see, never mind which time frame, RSI above 50. Everybody is bull, with a reason or without a reason, in my opinion. But again, what matters is where you close and how much profit you made. So again, today the daily candle. I'm sorry this is taking long, but I believe this intense days of the market. So thanks for sticking with me. And let's make the time frames run up quickly, so we can move along. Right now we can see after the 4-hour short and we went down nicely, we got a little bounce of the bottom BB on the level, on the stochastic RSI, on the MACD that flipped, on the RSI that bottomed, and right now again we are at this point that we talked about just a second ago, and RSI 50 still doesn't want to go above 50 to go and continue this move. And we also got the long signal because it's already past the EMA, but again it doesn't mean that it was 100% long, because it can also still be resistance on the mid BB and still meet resistance on the 48 EMA. So I watch this closely. I also watch the stochastic RSI to see if there are no tricks, because if there are no tricks and the stochastic RSI wouldn't be pressed to the top, then it means that the RSI will go down eventually. So watch out of that shit. 1 hour, what we can see, we have the bull cross, and you know the bull cross is many traders are looking at this, many algos are set to this. In my opinion, dumb bull cross we go long, but that's not the case. Many times we can see that on the bull crosses we get red candles, on the bear crosses we get green candles, and again this is what's happening here, you see, and again it tries to break out but fails, and right now we are at this red candle and we're waiting for the hour to end. And what I watch on this time frame is the RSI, again the 50 levels. The MACD is showing us that maybe it will curve down, and also the stochastic RSI maybe will start to go down or maybe cool off, and then we get a little bit more pump, tops again, and then it will dump. Okay, so again this is the bear view. The bull view, it's 16 EMA is support, and we simply go up. We break the BB bands and we simply go up to test this line. We break this line and we go to the moon. Simple moon, but it's not so simple, you know how it is. 30 minutes, what we can see, the same situation. After the pump, after the cross, we can see black schluck, and right now we are fighting this support. The BB bands are narrowing, and again indicators here are mixed because can still find here support above the 50 and go up like a breakout or a fake out, but only time will tell. On the 15 minutes, the scalpers time frame, like I call it, we can see that why I mostly watch this and I post many times this chart, the 15 minutes, because we can see the action is on the 15 minutes clearly, in my opinion. The long signal here worked pretty good, in my opinion. Congratulations to everybody who took it on time, and I hope you closed. We can see it pumped right to around 10.2, like we talked about, sold off. And right now we are going sideways, and these were mixed signals, and right here we already got the short, and already a few candles short, and if this continues, it might give a week before it continues up, or maybe a week and continues down. But we watch the RSI, we watch the small confirmations, we watch the patterns also, which I combine with the RSI and the mimicators and all of this. And that's for the time frames, I think, in my opinion. I want to show you another thing, like always, the pivot lines, and usually we watch on the hourly chart, and I monitor this, and we can see that we were trending strong down below the 21 EMA. These are 7 EMAs. If you want the script, you can check in the description. I will leave the script from TradingView. It's a simple script with 7 EMAs if you need it. And we can see that once it broke the 21 EMA, again everybody is triggered, everybody is bull, and we got this huge green dildo candle which wiped off all of this also past hours. Okay, and right now we are fighting at this, trying to hold support level, and this is 21 EMA, this is 50, and this is 100 EMA. Okay, so this is 100 EMA, and this is the hourly. But if I look on the daily, what can I see? I can see that here there was a resistance line of the pivots, and we are still below the 50 EMA here on the daily, and the EMA wants to cross like we saw on the previous chart. But also I can see the other EMAs here, and I can see this line, and for me it's signaling, although it's too far, it can still, in my opinion, even shoot up again to the 21 EMA to retest it, to make maximum confusion at the market, take maximum profits of traders, liquidate everyone, liquidate all those 3-4 bearish days before it really dumps and goes like a magnet towards the lower EMAs, because once it closes below the 50 EMA, for me is a bearish sign. And right now, till now, we can see that it is still struggling to break this level, but you know, BTC is struggling until it's not struggling anymore. But again, I watch this because I want to be on the safe side. And if we look at the CME for a second, I posted this chart on Twitter. Again, it doesn't mean it's gonna happen, but this is what I see. We can see a little bit different picture because the gaps and all the price action, which is different a little bit on the CME, it brings us different pictures of the EMA. And here we can see that we are trapped between the EMAs, and if this EMA will eventually be a resistance and will go again down to here, it might break it down. And because we have here the cluster of EMAs, this whole shit can actually go down to around 7.2. And many people are looking at the 8.6 level and the 8.8 level. The bears looking at it, and they place buys there, and I understand it. But you know me, I always try to look at the other side also. I want to see if this price really goes down, and all those who put here buys, okay, maybe market maker will take all these buys and take all of this movement and use the effect to go maybe even lower before trying to recover the price again to above 21 EMA, to the bull territory, to the bull zone. but right now it is hard for me to still see it. But again, it doesn't mean that I don't want it to move. It just means that that's the way I see it for today. So okay, so be advised. One more thing I wanted to show you is this FinViz site. I will leave a link also in the description. This site is in payment, but you can also use it with free. I use it free. I don't pay them. I don't want to. But what I wanted you to see is this. Here we can go to the charts, and I watch the SP 500 and all the other markets, and we can see that it's like most of the markets are like at the top, kind of. Okay, and I'm not a big expert too much, but I watch this because I think that there will be some tricks, financial tricks in the future, and it all got to do with those markets topping and cryptocurrency, and might be surprised, but Libra, because I think that the whole Libra situation, debate, and all this shit is eventually will turn out that it will pass, and people who will invest in Libra, the money, the USD, dollars, and all the currencies that will be bought by people to buy the Libra, they will be put again in those markets, okay, and they will pump American markets, and this will be like kind of the deal with all the regulation and Facebook and cryptocurrency and Libra, and this will be the trick to keep market pumping, and this will also implies to the cryptocurrency world, in my opinion, because many people will be fed off of this high situation, all-time high, and crashes and whatnot, and they will go to the cryptocurrency, and I believe that market makers will not push it so hard down when this happens, but again they will push it up, so that way more people go and more money enters, and eventually it can milk more money. So this is the general view, speculation I see. I don't know if it will happen, but that's the longer term. I watch this. Also, I watch the gold, because I know that gold is been lately going up, and it's after an accumulation phase, and many people talk about it. I'm sure you heard about this, and also Bitcoin is digital gold and all this blah 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 blah. But I also think one more thing. Gold boomers like gold, and boomers got children, okay, and their children will eventually come up and say to daddy, okay, let's move on, let's do something else, because you sit at the SPX 5000, you sit at the common markets, you sit at the gold, and nothing is happening, and let's check out the cryptocurrency, and look, we already missed Facebook and Tesla and all of the technology, and don't be old geezer, and let's buy Bitcoin. And eventually this will bring all this shit situation in my head will bring to eventually gold will rise, and Bitcoin will rise, and American markets will rise, while everything else will fall, even maybe hard. So we got to stay in focus and stay watching this out. Okay, again, the daily effects thingy, I watch this. Some people say to me that it is not good, bad. Okay, I don't know. I watch this, and this is how I use it. I already shared this, guys, with you. Again, we see the percentage of the shorts right now. It's been up a little bit from the morning, and the price is struggling a little bit to go down. But I want this number to go down, because I need less shorts like me, less bears, to be in market, because then we can split more profits, and that's how I think it works, and not the vice versa, like you see more long, so I go with the most with the crowd. Okay, and if you sign up to their thingy here, which is free, you can see the last updates always on top, And if we read it quickly, we can see that the number of traders net long is 3.0% higher than yesterday and 2% higher from last week, while the numbers of traders net short is 80% lower than yesterday and 17.9 lower from last week. So in my opinion, this is bearish because there are less shorters in the market, and many times market does what list of the traders do. But again, today is already 25th, so we gotta watch what will happen today. And basically on this chart you can see this, and if longs will continue to add up, so this line should go more up, and maybe price will go down, the candles go down, because when the line goes up the candles go down generally, and when the line goes down the candles go up generally. Okay, so this is how I watch this. Again, this is not 100% every time works out, but for me it's a good tool and I use it. The data mesh, again, of course, I watched the long short self just for the eye candy here, and we can see that the longs are right now at the mana, shorts are right now adding against market. If you open this tweet you can see all it's there. And also I watch this many times. First of all, this BitMEX liquidations, we can see that we started to liquidate shorts, and right now there is less than a million, very low, so this might continue, the price go more high. And here we can see, if you read here, how much longs and closed and open. And I also watch this, and we can see that here much shorts were opened and longs were closed, and here vice versa. So right now I am watching to see if market finally wants to decide and goes to a certain direction, maybe a little fake out in my opinion, and the continuation of the down movement. But again, I might be wrong, and don't take it as a financial advice, but eventually the market will do what the strategy will say. If it will go up, there will be a long signal, and even if there will be a long signal, I am not in the rush, because I know that many times after a long signal like here, it counter trades, takes everybody out, and then goes to the right direction, and that is kind of what happened here. So right now I still wait again to see the 50 EMA, if it's resistance or not, and those lines. So again guys, I hope you make it today. Check the links if you want, leave a like, a comment, subscribe, hit the bell, whatever you want, whatever you need. And I hope this was helpful today, and see you next time, and thank you for watching, and bye bye.